My post, I have single, no kids, never married. You know what I'm saying?
That should be
That's what I
beating your
have.
door down.
And the plug is
What has been the challenges that the two of you have faced while dating? Hey, Dorie, your turn.
My challenges. How much time do we have? When Dru asked me about being a guest on the show, I said, oh yeah, I know what I want to talk about because I need some help because this is a struggle. As a single mom, and also I am my mom's only child. I have 5 siblings with my dad, but I am solely responsible for my mom. She has a lot of health issues. I spent the day with her yesterday. I commute to work 1 hour one way every day. So I have a lot going on. And my priority is protecting my time, my money, and my energy. So my number one challenge is people who want to play games with me at this point. You know, I'm in my mid-40s, so I'm open to dating people in their 30s, in their 50s. Like I'm open to that, but it's disappointing that at this point in life, I'm still dealing with men that want to lie and play games. Mm-hmm. And whether we date couple weeks, couple months, you know, Dana talked about women pretending or like bringing forth their representative. Guys do that too. And most of us know your representative isn't going to make it beyond 90 days. Mm-hmm. So I don't even know why we're still doing that. I don't have time to play games, and it's just so disappointing when people come with ill intentions. If we meet and we go out and we find out we don't like each other, we're not compatible. You know, I like going fishing. If you want to play video games all day, if we're not into the same things or willing to spend time doing what each other likes, and you're just here to play games with me, that infuriates me. I'm not going to get my time back, my energy, or my money. And because I have a daughter, even if you don't meet my child and we're dating and you have ill intentions with me, that makes me feel some type of way because indirectly, I feel like you don't respect her either. You've never met her, but you're playing games with her mother, which is disrespectful. Mm-hmm. And then another challenge is just meeting people. Because I go to work every day. You know, I'm an introvert. I probably look like I live a boring life to most people. I love it, but I go to work, I come home, I go to the gas station, the grocery store. So where am I going to meet this guy? At the gas station, down the street, at the Publix, Target. I don't know.
Gas for you.
What'd you say? Now that would be great. Because it's overwhelming having to do everything by myself all the time. And because I'm in education and, you know, we've probably seen on the news, Dru knows about this and is so grateful she's not dealing with this. Education is tough right now. Mm-hmm. People want to quit. Sometimes I want to quit. So I'm at work all day pouring into my team, pouring into teachers, trying to keep them encouraged. It's exhausting. Mm-hmm. So having to do all those things by myself and then people playing games with my time is frustrating. I haven't done online dating. I guess Facebook kind of counts as free dating because, you know, people slide up in your DMs all the time. That doesn't work. So a challenge is just bumping into this guy wherever I am at these random places. And then also at this point in my career, you know, I'm successful. I know that the man's priority is being a provider, a protector. I totally get that. And that is important to me, but I'm not really looking for someone to take care of me per se financially. I do need him to be able to carry his own and not need to borrow $5 for me. And that is a real story.
Right.
But I find that a lot of men are intimidated by my success or by the fact that I don't really need them in a financial sense. So that also is a challenge because it eliminates a lot of people. I don't have a problem. I'm not looking for this guy that has to make six figures and be able to do all that. I don't have a problem if I make more money than he does, but I find that a lot of guys do have an issue. They'll say that they don't, but they do. And it becomes a problem for them.
Mm-hmm.
As long as they can take care of their responsibilities and they're not looking for me to pay their light bill and they're 40 years old, I don't have a problem with that. But it seems to be a problem for a lot of men. So all those things combined is why I'm single and still dealing with dating into 2022.
I have a question. So, Dorie, you talked about some of the men that you have dated bringing their representative.
Yes.
Where does that come from? Like, why do you think that is? Because you're dating men who are in their 40s, maybe a little bit older, but they're still not willing to make that commitment. They still want to pretend they're someone else. Why? I don't understand that.
I think it's what Dana is saying. So when you meet someone, you have some choices to make, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to show up as your authentic self. Like, this is me, take it or leave it, like it or love it, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Or invent the version of you that maybe you think they want you to be or that you wish you were. And it's kind of connected to another challenge is ghosting. Like, that is a thing now that wasn't a thing when I was dating in my 20s and 30s.
Mm-hmm.
And that irks me too because it's so disrespectful. So you're kind of dating this person. Clearly, I'm convinced nobody's going to ghost you unless you were dealing with their representative. Because any grown man, if it's not working out, I'm okay with that, but can you just say that? Mm-hmm. I don't need some long drawn out explanation. It could just be like, I'm not feeling this, or I met somebody else, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they just invent this version of themselves that they feel matches whatever vibe I'm putting out. Like one representative characteristic initially was, oh, you went to college, I didn't, so let me pretend like I want to go back to school. No, you don't. You're almost 40. If you haven't gone back to school by now, boo-boo, you're not. Like, why are you even telling me this lie? Mm-hmm. But I know it's because either they wanted to go to school and maybe they feel bad that they never did, or they think that that's important to me because it's what I did.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just not sustainable. Be yourself because I'm going to figure it out.
Yeah.
You're not, whatever version of you you're presenting, you're not going to be able to maintain that 6 months, a year down the road.
Right. I guess what I'm having such a hard time with is when they're at these ages, like, why do they still feel the need to like be this playable or want to have these different women and not settle down and create something that's sustainable? Like, I guess that's what I'm having a hard time with. Like, who does it? Because I think about my relationship and how happy I am with one person. And I just feel like everyone's ultimate goal is to have that. And I'm just so confused as to why at 40 and 45 years old, you still out here playing these games. I just, for the life of me, can't wrap my head around it. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Well, let me put a little light on that for you. Hopefully, it might help. From high school, we as men, well, boys at the time, we are being showed like it's a positive thing to date and mess with different women. So it's like from high school, we come out of high school and it's the same thing. Society makes us believe that, hey, you mess with more than one woman is like, yeah, you're on top.
You're the man.
You know what I'm saying? So we doing that, and it's 20s, doing it for 20s. So now you design and like that's what it's supposed to be, and that's what we enjoy. Now you enjoy it. So now you're trying to break something that done already been firmly growth and inside of you, and you're trying to break that habit.
Yeah. Yeah.
We don't just change unless we see a need to change or we feel something different or we mature and we grow in our minds, the way we think. It says we are on a different path, we want something different. This ain't working out. So you ain't gonna never be able to pinpoint and understand 100% because
It's not in my DNA.
nah.
That makes sense.
It's a man and a woman thing, and there's some women that does it too, and it's just some people they just their minds never change.
Yeah. Okay.
You're gonna keep doing the same thing the same way, but you ain't gonna get a different result.
Okay, I hear that. So both of you guys are dating, and as you know, as you date, you're going to run across people and they're going to have baggage. Everyone has some kind of baggage. How much baggage are you willing to deal with? Dora, we'll start with you.
I don't know that I have limits on the amount of baggage. What I'm looking at is how do you handle your baggage? Is it in check? And is it going to interfere with those three things that are most important to me: my time, my energy, and my money? So if you have, I've dated guys with kids. At this point, a lot of guys, their kids are grown or about to be grown. I've dated a guy with two baby mamas, and during the course of our relationship, he found out he had a third one.
Oh, Lord.
Yes, that's the topic for a whole nother show. I don't really have an issue with the amount of kids, but are you taking care of your kids? Are you in their lives? And what is your relationship like with the mom?
Mm-hmm.
I'm also looking at, I do have like some non-negotiables around, like, I don't know that this is baggage, but your habits. Like, what do you do in your free time? Are you playing video games? Do you do drugs? And do you have health issues? Like that type of baggage? Mm-hmm. I draw the line, but as far as ex-wives, I've dated men that have been married, and I think they have a lot of issues. Like, one of my new questions I ask when I meet someone or we start dating is, what are your thoughts around mental health? And are you currently in therapy? Have you ever been to a therapist? Are you open to therapy? It's really important to me. And, like you said, we all have baggage. And I say everybody needs a good therapist and Jesus or some other higher power that you serve and talk to on a regular basis, because how you deal with that baggage is really what's important. I'm less concerned with the amount of it. It could be bad credit, but are you working on your credit? And those types of things.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
So, I just want to say, if I was sitting across the table from Dorie and she asked me those series of questions, I'm like, pew!
That's going to be our last date.
You're out. Is she trying to tell me something about her?
But see, that is one of the stigmas of mental health, right? People assume that it means you're crazy,
right?
If you have a therapist, or if I'm asking you, do you have a therapist? You're wondering, well, do you? And are you crazy? If I say to a guy, we're at dinner, and I'm like, hey, if you ever talk to a therapist,
you can't just bring it up in your kind of way.
He's like, I need to run to the bathroom, and then he just never comes back.
You gotta segue into that.
Right. I don't just like hit him with it. I work it into the conversation at some point because they need it, especially these guys that have been married and are now divorced. They don't bounce back from divorce, in my opinion, in the same way that women do. And I need to know that, because without healing whatever your baggage is, whether it's a divorce, relationships with your parents, whatever it may be, I need you to show up in our relationship as your best self, because that's what I'm going to do. I'm a work in progress. I'm always striving to be a better version of myself. And I know that now that I have healed a lot of those childhood things and just baggage from other relationships, I can be a better partner for someone. And I just want to know, are you capable of doing that for me?
No, I think that's great. And we as a community, African American community, we need to normalize that. There is nothing wrong with that. And we need to stop making it seem like it's a taboo thing. Like there's nothing wrong with going to see a therapist. So Dana with
I
the
think
big
Dana
eyes.
would say otherwise.
Dana with the big eyes, what you got to say?
And it looks like he's looking directly at me. So I'm like, what?
Listen, man, I have never been to a therapist. I have never, but I don't look at it as people are crazy because they go to a therapist. I look at it as, like Dorie was saying, it's, you're trying to look after your health, right? For whatever reason, you're going through whatever in life and you feel you need somebody to talk and express yourself to, That's where a good companion could come in. You don't need a therapist if you have a good companion. You guys can work things out. Me, I've never been to a therapist, nor do I ever have a plan or desire to go to one.
But are you open to it?
No. Well, I can't be. I have a business that I'm starting now, and if there's any one wrong stroke of the pen by a therapist, I lose my license completely. So it puts people like myself in a total disagreement with saying, I'm going to go seek mental health issues if I got something weighing on me. Nah, we're going to just figure it out. I'm going to just figure out how to get through it. Maybe talk to a few people that I feel I can trust to help me with it.
So Dana, what baggage are you willing to deal with? You didn't share your baggage with us yet.
Nothing.
So you're not willing to deal with no baggage. You never.
He's looking for that unicorn for real.
Right. You're never gonna find that woman.
No,
don't say that.
I'm just playing, man. Look,
if he's out there, there's a female unicorn out there for him.
Yeah,
that's what he wants. And look, someone told me years ago, actually, we worked with her at Tucker. And I remember her sitting across the table from me, and she was like, whatever you do, don't settle. And I firmly believe, and Dru is actually a person who's helping me better understand the importance of knowing what you want and going after what you want. And I think some of the mistakes I've made in life pertaining to dating has been not really knowing what I wanted, not knowing what were the negotiables, non-negotiables, not really knowing myself, never having really been taught dating. Dana's my brother. We talked about this, I think, the other night. Never having been sat down to say, okay, well, this is even the point of dating, or, just all those things. And then, like he said, having to sort of learn from the mistakes. Like, I think that's why we started out saying, what's the point of dating? Like, why are you dating? What is the purpose? So it is sort of like knowing yourself, like, why am I doing this? Why am I going out with this person? Why did I give this guy my telephone number? Why did I give her my number? Why am I on this dating app? Why am I looking around when I'm in aisle 9 of the grocery store just to see if I see somebody who's good looking? You know what I'm saying? Like, why are we doing the things that we're doing? And if it's for a long-term purpose or goal, then we need to understand, what is it at the end of the road that I want for myself? And is this person, as my mom said, like, what is your vision? And then can I find somebody who's going to help make that vision a reality, that's going to be compatible and has the same vision like I do? So, but out of all of my siblings, I'm the closest with him. And I've seen the transformation over the years. And so I'm just saying, whether, if he's a male unicorn, then I want a female unicorn for my brother. I want him to get everything that he deserves based on what he has worked for himself and what he wants. If he knows that's what he wants, then guess what? There's somebody out there for him. And I don't want him to ever feel like he has to settle. If it takes him 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 more years to find it, guess what? He's going to be happy that he found what he was looking for versus getting something else that wasn't quite what he was looking for. And now he has to be the one to live with it.
Yeah.
That's true.
Talk.
I am not settling for nothing. Like, that's an absolute no for me. But as far as the baggage go, it all depends on, baggage. What aspect of area? Like, absolutely, like I told you guys, I ain't going past one kid now. You know what I mean? That's an absolutely no. I'm on these dating apps because everyone is like, you don't go nowhere. I don't go places that I can meet a female. Like, I go fishing. That's my enjoyment. I go out on the boat fishing. I ain't meeting no girls out there. You know what I mean?
You're just fishing at the wrong places, Dana. I go fishing all the time. I showed Drew I have a new fishing chair with the umbrella on top to protect me. And I had a fishing date the other day with my dad, but we had to cancel because it was so cold here. But I've never been on a boat fishing.
See, I go out in the ocean. I don't do the lake stuff. And, even on the lake around here, the only women I see out there fishing is the older ones that just hanging out together, like older. I must say older, not old, but, more mature. And then I'm seeing the girls the ladies that's with their guys, you know what I'm saying? But fishing, yeah, I go out on the boat and it's a bunch of guys and older women there on the boat fishing. So I'm not meeting no girls. That's not a chick dating place. You're not picking up no women there. And I go bowling. I love bowling. Again, older women is what I'm seeing there, or women I'm not attracted to, or younger girls that's just not mature enough for me to even have a conversation with them to say, yeah, I'm gonna waste my time. Kids plus kids. And then I go shooting. I go to the shooting range. That's my number one thing. I like shooting. I go to the shooting range, and the only women that's there literally is those who are with their guy, their boyfriends, fiancés, husbands, whatever.
Yeah.
And it's too loud there anyhow to have a conversation, anyhow. So, like, I don't go places, so I jump on the app. And I met a few girls, a few women, they started liking me and stuff. And like I told Destiny, some of them, they let themselves go. Like,
he's big on that, keeping yourself together.
Drew, they need to watch our self-care video.
Listen, if you want to catch this man, go back to the self-care video. And that's how you catch him.
Right.
We'll link it to this video, okay?
Yeah, I'm letting you go. I'm left. I'm not. You let yourself go, I let you go. That's just that. I'm left. I won't settle on that. And then the kids factor, more than one kid, I'm not settling. I'm gonna let that go too. And then when you talk about, you have a picture and in the background your place look a mess, or you in the bathroom and your toilet seat open and stuff, that's a left.
That's a turn off.
I need you to be neat. Like, I'm clean in here. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to be. Representation of yourself is in the photos and everything else. You can get a lot from photos.
You're right.
So I won't flex on those things. Now, when it comes to personality, there's things I ain't flexing on with personality either. If you don't have a willingness to understand that you single, I'm single, but if we trying to come together, I'm gonna have to change things. You're gonna have to change things. We're gonna have to figure this out. If you don't have that mentality, I'm letting you go. I ain't wasting my time with that. Yeah. And if you tell me on your app, which some of them tell me on their app, well, in their little messages, they're looking for a guy who's gonna be real honest and straightforward and say how it is, and not hide and play games and all this stuff. But I go to meet you and you look different than how your pictures look.
You already done lied.
You lied.
On the first date, before the first date.
Right, you don't lie to me.
And for me, it's like even a situation and that I told one of them, she talked to me and she was like, maybe I should start posting that I have 5 kids. I said, yeah, maybe you should, because then I wouldn't have waste my time.
Well, maybe she shouldn't post at all.
Now I'm not gonna say that. Love is
Baby mama.
It was a joke.
You just need to have her face in the middle and then all the kids around.
Kids around her.
I'm
Like, this is a package deal.
gonna put
Good
my
luck with that.
positive disclaimer here. Love is for everybody. You know what I'm saying? I gotta watch what I say now, because I'm gonna be live streaming everything and doing stuff for my business. So I gotta make sure, I don't end up in these traps when I become famous. You know what I mean? But anyhow, yeah, she told me that. I'm like, yeah, you should post how much kids you have if you have kids, and let guys know. I said, for one, you're not wasting your time and you're not wasting their time. We could have easily swiped left.
Yeah.
My post, I have single, no kids, never married. You know what I'm saying?
That should
That's
be
what I
beating your
have.
door down.
And the floodgates, the app just goes off.